Mike's Daily Podcast.
episode 927. It's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth. Haley's back with us again. And this show, we're going to hear an interview chatting with singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, pianist Calgary James. And we'll hear from Benita,
Mike's Daily Podcast,
the disgruntled fiddle player, the brewmaster, and Automatopoeia.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Boom! Bam! I feel like I'm going to go right back to sleep.
Kapow!
Till February 9th in regards to the political race. It doesn't appeal to me.
Smack!
Because that is the date of the first primary. See?
Uppercut.
After that date, there will be a bunch of Rick Perry's.
Ripasay.
He's out of the race. He and his glasses failed.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Guess it's back to contacts for him. He was hoping his glasses would make him seem more
Mike's
available.
Daily.
He won't be in tonight's debate.
Podcast.
Let's see if CNN does a better job than Fox. Because everybody liked Fox. They were like, they did a good job. We thought Fox sucked, but now they did a good job. We'll see. But you know what? I'm not going to watch it, so you can tell me tomorrow.
It's Repost, isn't it?
Repost?
I screwed up. I'm not good with French.
Wait, what's that from?
Moving along.
Okay. I'll have to go back and listen to this and figure that out later. We were having a discussion before we turned on the microphones and hit record on this recording device machine about how... Well, tell them about the political thing that was just hilarious.
Yeah, well, it started... I started learning about this really not because of the political debates, but because of the Kim Davies issue, the county clerk that went to jail because she refused to give marriages license out, which was her job.
Even though she was divorced 3 times. What a way of upholding the institution of marriage by getting divorced 3 times.
I know, exactly. So she got out of jail, right? And they had this big Martyr for the Cause convention, which sucked.
That Jay Sekulow covered.
That Jay Sekulow, did he? That makes sense. He probably did.
No, I don't think he... I'm sure.
Even Jay Sekulow knows the whole thing is a bit silly.
Yeah.
Okay. But,
people are like, who's Jay Sekulow?
Who's Jay Sekulow?
Be thankful that you just asked that question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So... If you watch the video, which was circulating through Facebook and all sorts of social media sites of her release, and she's up there crying like, thank you so much, keep fighting for the cause of bigotry. They played Survivor's Eye of the Tiger as she walked up on the stage and as she was saying things, which first off is ridiculous.
Right.
And second off, it was her on the stage was Kim Davies and then Mike Huckabee, which helped facilitate the entire event.
Who's also tone deaf, even though he's a musician, and he plays with the saxophone. I don't know. Or he had an album out.
Did he? That's great.
I remember seeing that on the Daily Show. So Mike Huckabee was there. Ugh.
Yeah. And they got sued by Survivor for unauthorized use of their songs.
I knew that, but just hearing you say that made me so happy again.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Survivor was like, yo, don't use that friggin' song.
Right.
We'll see you in court, suckers. Pretty much is what they actually said.
Now a moment of silence for the late Jim Jamison, who passed away last year, who was the lead singer of Survivor. But actually, that was the moment of silence. But he was the lead singer after Eye of the Tiger. He had that, the search is over.
Yeah.
You were with that guy.
Yeah. And so it was the guitarist that said, no, we're going to shut this down. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's so great.
I know. And, political campaigns have had a history of being sued by bands. So
there's so many reasons for that.
In this election alone, there's one more I don't remember. There's 2 people that are getting sued, aside from Mike Huckabee and Kim Davies, in this election alone. I know one of them is Donald Trump is being sued by Ariane.
What? Oh, yeah, because he's using It's the End of the World as we know it.
Yeah.
Oh, what
so he's doing
idiot.
that. Unfortunately, I don't remember the other one this election, but going back to 2012, for when Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan were running for president along the GOP lines, the big news story in that case was Paul Ryan, believe it or not, really loves Rage Against the Machine.
Right. He's an interesting chap.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's like all like buff and you know,
Paul Ryan?
Paul Ryan. Yeah, he's all about lifting weights. That's what I heard.
He looks like a twig.
Oh, he does? Really?
He really does. His arms
Maybe he
are
let
like
it
super
go.
skinny.
Well, then I don't know where I got that information.
I don't know. I'm looking at a picture right now.
But Rage Against the Machine, because he's a little bit younger, he probably likes them.
Yeah, but he's
Tom Morello was the guitarist, right?
Yes, and Tom Morello went on record, and let's see. He's the embodiment of the machine that our music has been raging against for 2 decades. Yeah. Wondering which Rage tune might be Ryan's favorite. Is it the one where we condemn the genocide of Native Americans? The one lambasting American imperialism? Our cover of Boop, The Police? Or is it one where we call on the people to seize the means of production? So,
wow! Thank you, Tom Morello.
So they got sued. And
interesting.
In that same campaign, Mitt Romney got sued for using "Panic Switch" by Silver Sun Pickups.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You know, years ago, somebody ran, one of the Republicans, probably Reagan or Bush, ran with Pink Houses by John Mellencamp. And John Mellencamp went on record on all these shows and said, they need to listen to that song again. Because Little Pink Houses for You and Me, it's all about a crazy desire that we have running for the American dream and stepping on people on the way. And that was his little Rage Against the Machine type song. But yeah, he was like, I don't understand why these guys that stand against things I don't want that song.
Well, I have a pretty big list here of lawsuits against presidential candidates involving their music.
On your little phone there?
Yeah. So back in 1984, Ronald Reagan and Bruce Springsteen. 1996, Bob Dole and Sam and Dave.
Oh, by the way, Bruce Springsteen and Tom Morello did an album a couple of years ago.
Well, there you go.
But and Sam and Dave sued who?
Bob Dole.
Really?
Yes, which was in 1996. George W. Bush in 2000 got threatened, not sued, but threatened by Tom Petty for using I Won't Back Down.
Oh, one of your favorite albums, Full Moon Fever.
It's pretty good. Let's see, what else do we have? John McCain has a list.
A list?
Yes. Van Halen, John Mellencamp, Foo Fighters, and Jackson Browne.
Wow.
All got sued or threatened by all of them.
What was the Jackson Browne song? Running on Empty? Or,
it was running on Empty.
What's he talking about? His campaign?
I guess
that's
so.
a bad song to pick.
It's a bad song to pick, yeah.
And Jackson Browne had a song called America, which he's written a lot of like kind of political songs, but America was his big. I've lived for America, Jackson Browne has a totally anti-Reagan song called "Lives in the Balance," and Los Lobos plays on it, and he's like, I want to know who the men in the shadows are. I want to hear somebody asking them why we can count on them to tell us who our enemies are, but they're never the ones to fight and to die, and there are lives in the balance. There are people in the...
Did you know Los Lobos means the wolves?
Ooh. See, now, if they would have just called themselves the Wolves, it wouldn't have been as cool.
It would not have been as cool.
I saw, at the same show, Jackson Browne and Los Lobos in Ventura. And a very good show. My ex-wife was with me, did not like it. She didn't like any of the shows. I took her to see Lindsey Buckingham.
Really?
That show was amazing.
I've gone to a Lindsey Buckingham show. That was my first concert.
he's like up there just with his guitar doing these amazing things and singing and getting all intense and doing looking out for love.
Looking out for love. I don't when he performed, I don't think he did Oh Well. And I was pretty disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
It's my favorite song.
But his song Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow with Fleetwood Mac was used by Al Gore. And when Al Gore won... Wait a minute. He didn't win. Bill Clinton, hello. It was Bill Clinton that used it and went... for some reason... Oh, because Al Gore got up on stage and performed with Fleetwood Mac at the inauguration.
That's cool.
That's when Melissa Etheridge came out. Did you know she didn't come out of the closet, so to speak, until the inauguration of Bill Clinton?
Huh.
The guys were like still thinking they had a chance.
Oh. Sad.
With Melissa Etheridge, but yeah.
Too bad. So
no,
sad.
Wasn't. She was married to someone whose last name was Michaels. Who was on it?
So close.
So close. But not really. And they got divorced, but they have a couple kids. I don't know why I'm obsessed with Melissa Etheridge is basically what I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
I love a lot of her music, and I'd like to meet her someday and just have a conversation about songwriting.
Very nice.
Have I said too much? Did I open up a vein that I maybe should have kept closed?
Haven't said enough.
What was that?
R.E.M.
Losing My Religion?
Yep.
Ah! Michael Stipe would be a trip to talk to.
Probably.
We're both bald.
I feel like I just get this vibe that R.E.M. like as people are actually kind of boring.
They're just sort of
they had some really good songs, really catchy, really fun, and/or really deep. And then they had a lot of really cookie cutter, one after the other songs and albums.
Yeah, they did. They didn't quite punch the hole anymore.
Right.
Monster was a good album, and then after that, it kind of just. But you know, the drummer.
Monster was okay.
You didn't like what's the frequency? Can it?
Like it was pretty good. My favorite R.E.M. song is "Shiny Happy People," and I've shared this before.
And I think the only time he's ever done that in concert was actually when he just did the you were talking about the Sesame Street thing.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like that song or Stand. Michael Stipe. I think he likes to stay away from those.
Nice. Well, he needs a backup vocalist for Shiny Happy.
That's right, because he used Kate Pearson of B-52s.
And he could use a Muppet when he was on Sesame Street. So.
Well, I think we've had a fun sort of all-over political, musical conversation today. But I think we need to bring in some of our friends, don't you, here at Cafe Anyway?
Yes.
Look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Finita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
Answer this disgruntled fiddle player tell you what.
What?
I've been listening to your political left-wing pap, and I find it very offensive.
What's wrong?
Well, first off, Donald Trump is the second coming of Donald Trump, and he's going to save the world.
He's the second coming of Fred Trump, who was Donald Trump's father, and also a member of the KKK.
Whoa. See, now, that's all lies. You're just spouting lies and hate.
I swear I'm not.
That is so crazy. Wow. You know, a lot of people also think Donald Trump is sort of like Ross Perot, who is also a big billionaire guy that comes out and goes, I can fix the government, it's so easy, blah, blah, blah. But then he got smashed later on, actually took votes away from the Republicans. So you're in trouble, disgruntled fiddle player.
I got two words for you, Bernie Sanders.
Hey!
Wow.
That's the opposite of Donald Trump.
But are you saying that because Bernie Sanders might take away votes in the end because he might be too extreme for the moderates?
That is a worry.
I don't know what you just said, but okay.
All right. Benita, what do you think about it? I love Bernie Sanders too. Go Bernie. I gotta go. Bye. My cookies are burning.
Oh, poor cookies.
She likes to cook, and she actually is the only one around here that knows how to make good cookies. I don't know. Can you make cookies?
I can make cookies.
Are you a cookie cutter like R.E.M.?
No. I'm not even a cookie cutter shark.
What's your favorite cookie?
Snickerdoodles.
Do you put Snickers in them?
I've never tried to put Snickers in a Snickerdoodle.
I can't wait to try your Snickerdoodles. I make a weird thing with flaxseed, I told you, because...
Yeah.
It's... Haley... they're pretty good, but they're not very good looking.
I have to eat special cookies because I can't have wheat.
No wheat. But I use the Bob's Mills flaxseed thing because if you buy flaxseed in a supermarket, it's so expensive. But if you go to Costco, you can get a huge bag for like $5.
And Bob's Red Mill actually has
Bob's Red Mill. That's what I meant.
It has surprisingly affordable prices for like being all natural and blah blah blah.
And now he's doing commercials and he's actually being on TV. It's weird.
That's
to
weird.
See him with his big beard.
I knew I should have invested in his stock a while back.
Did Rob Black tell you to do that?
No. Actually, fun fact for everyone who ever thought about the stock market, you can go to Google Finance, google.com/finance. They don't sponsor us. They should.
Damn you, Google. Damn you.
And just build a portfolio using fake money. And it's meant to be a tool to track your stocks and such. But, like, they don't connect it to anything. I think you may be able to connect it to something. But, so you can, quote-unquote, play the stock market with no investment just to get a feel for it.
You know what? I'm not going to say wow here because I listened to the last show and realized I said wow a lot. So I'm going to use a different form of amazement.
Wow.
No, not that one. I'm going to use a different one. Zounds.
Wait.
Zounds.
Wait. If you're upset about using a word, you just use it backwards. So if you're like, I'm saying wow way too much, just say wow.
How about automatopoeia?
Wow.
Wait, what's the one that goes backwards? Palindrome.
Palindrome.
Okay.
Madam, I'm Adam.
That's a palindrome?
Yep. 10 animals I slam in a net.
That's another one?
Yep.
That's such a long sentence.
Yep.
Look who else just walked in.
Hello, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, what kind of root beer did you make today?
I made a delicious X-Files root beer for your last show. Oh, boy.
Yeah,
hey, Brewmaster.
Look at this bottle. It's got a big X on it.
Hey, Brewmaster.
Yeah, hello, hey.
Can you physically walk into a room without saying you make root beer?
Let me try.
Okay, he's walking back out. Now he's walking back in.
Hi, Haley.
Wow, he did it.
That
was
amazing.
so easy.
Wow.
What's going on, Brewmaster?
Hello, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Oh, Brewmaster.
What happened? I don't know. I just blacked out.
So close.
So today we've got Calgary James on. Not Calgary Jones. That's
Not Calgary Jones.
Or what was that movie about the amoeba? The world of tiny...
Osmosis Jones?
Osmosis Jones! That's a movie that I have not seen.
It's got Bill Murray. It's weird because as dramatic and like amazing as like that you think that movie could be, and I don't remember if it's good or not. Some people still like it though. Like you have to step back and realize that everything that happens in that movie happens inside of Bill Murray.
That's awesome. And it's 2D art, right?
Yeah. 2D animation. Bill Murray is live action, though.
Okay. And Bill Murray will be in the rebooted Ghostbusters.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, good.
He's going to do a scene.
That's nice.
As is Dan Aykroyd. Harold Ramis, however, is no longer with us.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, I was going to say that... What was that other movie that you... Food Fight. That's
Food Fight.
You told me about this horrible, and it was like one of the first stabs at computer-generated animation.
Way back when.
But
like horrible. It was released recently.
Oh.
Like it was released in 2012.
It is
after like 15 years of people working on it.
And it has like big names in it. Like Charlie Sheen.
Is it Mila Kunis? That's the other voice?
Oh my
There's someone else big that's the female lead. Christopher Lloyd.
It's scary to, and the characters are so scary
They're
looking.
so horrifying to look at because, and I told you this before, and I'll tell this to the listeners, this was a project designed actually specifically to just make a lot of money because of the pure amount of product placement, because the entire thing takes place in a supermarket. But it was a project that was started, it was like 10 or 15 years ago that it was started in development. And it was almost done. They were almost ready to release it. They were just polishing it up, and a bunch of their files got, like, stolen.
Wow.
So the project got canceled. Wow. They lost most of their funding. And the director would not let it go, and he worked diligently on it for like 10 or 15 years. And he was just not good at what he did. Like, it just didn't work. I'm sure it was way better when it was originally slated to be released.
It's like the Plan 9 from outer space of the, what was that, the O's? Or of now? It came out just a few years ago, you said.
Plan 9? Oh, yeah.
That horrible Ed Wood movie that Tim Burton made a movie about Ed Wood to kind of cover that whole... It was like really bad 50s movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
But also sort of he had to scrounge together, like he had like a piece of Bela Lugosi of his film that he had, that he owned, and he used it in a movie and pieced it together.
Nice.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Look it up, called Food Fight. And then also I was going to mention Kid Rock. He's probably going to have to do all the music for all the Republicans because he loves Republicans, and he won't sue him. But he won't release his music on iTunes.
Whenever I think of Kid Rock, I think of Let It Rock, and it always confuses me.
What's Let It Rock?
Because when I feel the fire, let it burn alive. Let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Have you heard that song?
No.
Oh.
No, Ed, I have. It sounds familiar.
It's pretty popular. I don't remember the name of the guy who made
it. Is it Cyndi Lauper?
It's not.
He's going to look it up. While he does that, I'm going to mention that we got the Amazon thing back. Haley called me up last night, and I was amazed to get a phone call from a millennial.
Kevin Rudolph!
Thank you, technology, for letting us know.
Yeah, I was very disappointed.
I was like, oh no, the Amazon link isn't working. And I guess Amazon's doing some funky things with their widgets and whatnot. But I got another version up there. So if you want to buy anything through Amazon, go through the MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, and that way you'll help us out. And there's also, if you want to give us money through PayPal and become an inglorious Mike's Daily Podcaster and have a MP3 for thee from all the Cafe characters, Cafe Anyway characters, even the Brewmaster. He'll say his name and tell you what he does.
What does he do?
Brewmaster, what do you do?
What? I make something.
Leave and come back in.
Hi, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh, boy.
There. Okay. You were unclear at first.
What just happened?
And then we're also on the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, Podomatic, Spreaker, and other various places.
Tumblr.
Tumblr. That's right. Thanks for sharing, Haley, us to the Tumblr world.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Okay, so much for that then. And then if you want to see the blog and the daily podcast picture. Oh, and you said you had a podcast picture too? That you
not for today. Not for today.
Yeah, not today. And tomorrow we've got a picture of the guy that we're going to into an interview in just a moment.
That's creepy.
Calgary James.
Calamity James.
We're going to see what he looks like on the next show's podcast picture. But let's get into an interview with him and hear some of his music now.
Into an interview.
All right, let's give him a call.
Hello?
Calgary James?
That's me.
It's Mike Matthews from Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hi, Mike.
I almost called you Calgary Games, as in the Winter Olympic Games of 1980-something.
I like that. I'm Calgary.
Calgary. Now, hello. Welcome to the show. You are a pianist, multi-instrumentalist, and singer and song creator.
This is right.
And
What I do?
And that was your God-given name, Calgary?
When I started singing and writing songs, that's what God gave me for my name, yes.
Oh, wow. What was your parents, they conceived you in Calgary?
They're like, yep, that's our boy, Calgary James.
And so you were born with that name?
This is right, yes.
And they, I guess they wanted to name you after a Canadian, what is it, a city, a province, a state? It's a
city, yeah, one of those, city.
A city, okay. I need to get out of California once in a while.
Yeah, it's nice up there.
And you're in California now?
Yep, that's right.
How long have you been in California, Calgary?
Actually, my whole life.
Okay. And did people ever go, hey, are you Canadian?
I do get that very often, and I just tell them, no, I'm just an appreciator of the Canadian lifestyle.
Excellent. And then when did you first start playing the musical instrument known as the piano, or whatever instrument what was your first instrument that you started to play?
That's right. It was piano. Yep. And back over, and I was like 10 years old.
10?
Yep.
What was like the first song you did?
Probably Mary Had a Little Lamb or something like that, so easy.
That is a great song.
Classic.
And it was a little lamb, and its fleece was white as snow. And that's
right.
And that lamb was a bit of a stalker. Just followed her everywhere she went. It's crazy.
Wow, apparently I didn't know the full story.
Yeah.
Now I know.
The lamb was obsessed with Mary. Kind of freaked Mary out a little bit, but... And then when did you first write your first song?
Probably freshman year of high school, 15, something around there.
Do you remember the song?
Yeah, I do.
Ooh, what was it?
It was called Pretty Redhead. Yeah.
And
it's one of those Beatles-y type love songs.
Ah! And so she was a pretty redhead, I would imagine.
Yes, she was.
Did she hear it, the song?
Yes, and she loved it. It worked.
It worked! Yay, yeah. Calgary.
There's a happy ending to the story.
I love pretty redheads.
Is that right?
I do. I think redheads are very beautiful women with their red hair.
I'd agree, especially the pretty ones.
Ugly ones, not so much, for some odd reason.
Sorry, those are, no.
But beauty's on the inside, Calgary.
This is true. And it comes out in music and other stuff.
Are you still with the pretty redhead?
Not that pretty redhead.
A different one now.
Yeah. You can say that.
Good job, Calgary.
Yep.
And what is the songwriting process like for you? What do the words come first? The music? Does something fall out of a tree and hit you on the head?
It's almost always just jamming out on the piano, and then melody comes into mind, and the words kind of fall into place after that. Ah,
so it begins with a jam, and then melody, and then the words.
That's right. That's about how it goes.
Now, I don't really write songs anymore, but when I wrote songs, it used to be the chorus. I would get the chorus first.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would have to, backtrack, what do you call that? Reverse engineer the song and try and come up with, okay, what would the verse be? And, and I would always try and do the verse is different from the chorus, as far as, chord progression. And
yeah, that's a great way to go.
But now you went with music first. That's sort of Elton John says he does it that way. He writes music. Well, then Bernie Taupin writes the lyrics. Well, that was when they were doing that thing. Who was your inspiration, musically wise?
A big one was Ben Folds for how I approach the piano. Kind of like really energetic, aggressive piano rock type. I've always really liked that.
He's amazing. He's got a new album.
Is that right?
It just came out. I follow him on Facebook.
As do I, but I guess I missed that.
I haven't heard anything off of it, though. I bet it's good, though. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's always making good music.
I saw him live in concert at the Hollywood Bowl, and he took his little stool he was sitting on and he threw it at the piano. I guess he does that a lot.
That's pretty badass. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
No, that is, it absolutely is, and that's pretty cool, though.
I put the clean label on my podcast, but...
Oh, no.
But no, I think you were referring to a donkey.
That is right. These donkeys love to throw stools at pianos. It's difficult.
They do. They pick that up with their big teeth and throw the... And, yeah, no, Ben Folds is amazing. I agree with you 100%. You now have... How many albums have you done?
I have done so many albums that I just don't know where to... There's probably, 5 albums in the last... that's not even an accurate number. But, I used to crank out like 6 songs every couple months. Yeah, but this last album, Big Cruisin', I really spent, probably about a year finishing each of the songs, really getting them figured out.
Wow. So the songs have they, some of them transformed? Were they different in the beginning? Did you change the beat on some of them or the tempo? Flip them around?
Yeah, there's a lot of revisions that went through them.
And the album is called Bay Cruisin'. What inspired that name?
I have always really loved the picturesque mountains of the Bay Area, and just driving around them late at night, kind of gives you a great feeling. I think it's a great environment to listen and be inspired by music.
And in fact, the podcast picture I'm going to post on the next show has you, it looks like you're walking on a mountain trail with a bottle of beer in your hand.
Yes, that may or may not be, but it is.
What
soda,
was
soda
that?
Pop.
Soda pop, maybe. Maybe it was a root beer.
Yep, that's it.
What was the mountain trail you were on there?
That happened to be in Santa Cruz. Yeah, it's a great area as well.
I haven't really hiked the mountains of Santa Cruz yet. I need to do that.
There's just so much great coastline there. It goes on and on,
And now, what's that?
Just love that area.
It is
great nature.
It's so. How long does it take you to get there?
About an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on traffic.
Because you're in San Francisco.
Actually, over in the East Bay by Walnut Creek.
Oh, okay. And Diablo Valley.
That's right.
What? I forgot the next question. I was just rolling them out, and now I've stopped. I've stymied.
Yeah, you're on it.
I was on it. Now I'm not. I've fallen off my bonnet, like little Bo Peep. No, who was the girl with the bonnet and the? I've forgotten my nursery rhymes and my questions. Muffet.
Was it a red bonnet?
Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet. Nope, that's not it. But she was eating curds and whey, which is a type of cheese. It's supposed to be rather good. Oh, that was my question. Okay, so Santa Cruz, what's a good trail that I should hike?
Ooh, it's been a while since I've been down there. Kind of put me on the spot, but if you just go down one, pull over the side of the road,
there's
a good chance that you'll find some good trail to hike on.
And that was my other question was, okay, I've lived in the Bay Area for 6 years, and I just still cannot say that name of that mountain. Is it Mount Tamalpais? Or Mount
Tamalpais. That's a good hiking area, too.
Mount Tamalpais.
That's right, yeah.
Now, how in the heck am I supposed to remember that? What is it? That's the strangest sounding word. Does it rhyme with anything? Mount Tamalpais. I guess it could be like a pious pope, because they have all the Pope Pius this, Pope Pius the 7th, Pope Pius whatever, and it could be Tamalpais. Would that work? Or am I not even close?
It sounds about right, yeah.
Mount Tamal.
People call it Mount Tam, I think, just because you're not the only one who finds that name particularly difficult.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to play Mission Control. Tell me what inspired that. Now, this is one of the longer songs on your album, Bay Cruisin'. In fact, I think it is the longest song.
That's right. It's a very long song.
We're making it sound like it's 10 minutes long. I think it's like 3 minutes, 42 seconds or something.
It just goes on and on. But yeah, it kind of just, that was one of the songs that I took a step away from the piano and brought in acoustic guitar. Yeah.
Ah, now you also play the guitar.
That's right.
How long ago did that come about? Because I could never figure out the guitar. So now you're a multi-instrumentalist. When was it that you picked up the guitar?
Probably around the time I first wrote my first song back in 15, 16.
Little Red Corvette. I mean, Little Hot Redhead. I mean, Little Pretty Little Redhead.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it sounds great. Let's play. It's Mission Control. Oh, yeah. What was the inspiration?
Just not wanting to give up on something good.
And so Mission Control means like you're in control of your mission.
That's right.
I like how, see, I thought maybe because I had read that you were from San Francisco, and that maybe it had to do with the Mission District. And there was a control center in the Mission District that was hidden with a lot of
No, I was going for more of an artistic, metaphorical mission control.
Oh, okay. Well, let's play. It's Calgary James from the album Bay Cruisin'. Where can they find your stuff, Calgary?
They can find it all at calgaryjames.bandcamp.com.
Excellent. Are you
online?
Are you on SoundCloud or anything? I know you're on Facebook. I just liked your...
I am, but the good stuff's on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. Got it. All right. Calgary James now with Mission Control on Mike's Daily Podcast.
Don't let me go. Don't let me stay. 'Cause I know that I'm only on my own when I think I am alone. 'Cause I know that I could be the one to set me free if I want
All right. Thank you for that one hand clap. That was the one. You can't even hear it. It's so quiet. Oh, wow. I can kind of hear it. It's crazy.
Take that, monks.
As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The last place on earth. And the podcast picture is of what? Oh, this was somewhere over the rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
That's Kid Rock, right?
Way up high.
What? How on earth did that song just become that wonderful thing? It's a big part of our human consciousness.
It's because it's become the Wizard of Oz. I always prefer the Rainbow Connection.
Oh, the Muppets.
Someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and my squeaky voice because it's early in the morning.
It's Portland. I took their little train system, and it's very clean. Their public transit system's very clean.
I don't know how I would react to that.
As compared to us here in the Bay Area. Although Fremont seems to have a pretty clean public transit system.
Not really, because it's the end of the line, so you get a fair amount of the homeless people taking the buses to that end of the line type thing.
Haley uses the public transit system in Fremont.
Yeah, so it's not the cleanest. It's nice, though. It gives them some place to be.
So this is a picture of one of their underground stations. What's interesting about this station is it is really far underground. They built it into a mountain. You get into an elevator and go up. And when you come out of the elevator, you're in this area where there's a museum, a zoo, all this fun stuff for the kids, educational stuff. And what's cool is in this station, there's all this stuff about fossils, because it's so far underground. It's this is what it would look like if you were to dig it in, and this is how far deep we have found bones, etc.
30 million years ago, monsters raged across this earth.
And it's all marble and everything, and
marvel at the giant skeletons.
So you can see that picture now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Haley, thanks for being on the show. Next show, we'll have part 2 of the Into an Interview with Calgary James.
Yes.
And we'll also hear from Madame Rutabaga, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Thanks for contributing all your knowledge about stuff.
Also, get ready for a very special episode coming up soon. The next time we have an episode free. I haven't told Mike about it yet, but it's going to be pretty darn special.
You have something special?
I have something special planned. That's why I have a podcast picture.
Oh, okay. So
I'm all ready. So next time we have some free time outside of interviews and such.
Okay. All right. Maybe after the Calgary James interview.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
But after we got to do a news show, then I'll figure it out. Look at this huge board that I have outside here, where I've diagrammed this all.
Yes.
Look at the chalk.
We're well planned out.
I see it. I have a play here, and then you go up the middle, and then there's other football terms I'll use.
Break!
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!